The metagame in Splatoon 3 is changing in many ways. Tacticooler and Inkjet are currently the most prominent staples of the current meta. For different reasons and playstyles, these specials enable your team to do specific pushes or engagements that otherwise wouldn't be possible in the double crab and machine era of Splatoon. A lot of weapons have become better with the buffs of Tacticooler, but I want to talk about a weapon that has seen more play gradually as the meta has shifted: the Splat Dualies. Hello, I'm a low-level competitive player here to share my thoughts on the current state of Splat Dualies and how they might be top tier. Keep in mind this comes from a competitive perspective, not solo queue, and I'm not a top player by any means. I can be wrong, and that's fine. This is just my opinion on the matter, and if you enjoy this video, thank you. So let's move on to the video. Splat Dualies, like the Dapples I previously covered, are a pair of weapons that use quick dodge rolls to threaten their kill potential. These weapons on a base level are actually incredibly good. It has clear kit synergy with Suction Bomb and Crab Tank, a very good poking tool, and Crab Tank is, well, Crab Tank. It holds down areas just by existing, and can enable certain weapons or specials to be played off of it, making it a very adaptable offensive or defensive tool depending on the situation. But recently, Splat Dualies is being seen more and more viable, and that is because of the fact that the meta has shifted. What was once a stally, slower-paced meta is now incredibly fast-paced with Inkjet and Cooler that allows your team to basically just charge in, die, and immediately get back into position. Dualies are very fast-paced, and as I said, they have crazy kill potential if played right. So the fact that Dualies can become a slayer and hold down areas with Suction and Crab Tank puts it in a position where it can be held toe-to-toe with V-Splash. Or perhaps even better, depending on the situation, and even with the Cooler meta, it can run full QR without the risk of losing special charge because of the fact that Cooler will always be up. But in the argument of V-Splash versus V-Dualies, there is only one real disadvantage of the weapon that can hold it back. Dualies, while being a contender against V-Splash, has disadvantages when compared to it. V-Splash is an all-around utility weapon, while Dualies fulfill the Slayer role in a comp. Splash can paint very effectively and can hold down areas to stall with its main weapon, while Dualies cannot paint and needs a comp based around it to make up for its effective paint, something that Splash doesn't need to do. But that's pretty much it. Unlike V-Splash, V-Dualies have insane mobility and can dodge roll to effectively close distance far better than Splash can and threaten or kill their opponent instantly. Keep in mind, it can't stall with its main weapon, but it does have Crab Tank. Crab Tank can literally hold down areas, and V-Dualies can synergize with the special really well. If a main weapon's downgrade is that it doesn't have good enough paint output or it doesn't have a good poking tool, then it can be worked around and helped compensate for it. A lot of comps now make up for weapons weaknesses, and players have been getting more and more value by having only one crab or none at all. And that is probably for the best. Being in a meta with so many options and comps makes the game feel more fresh and exciting to play, and while there are some problems still left in the game, in the comp scene, it has never been more enjoyable to play in. I think, in my opinion, that if someone properly dedicated their time to Dualies, it could become a great weapon for team comps, and could solidify a spot in the meta, with one-trick players proving that the weapons are something that should be considered in team comps. But hey, that's just my opinion. Do you think V-Dualies have a spot in the meta? Let me know if you agree or disagree in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye!